Good morning. I'm going to try to keep this short. Mr. Lucas has come back with his rejoinder. He has two. His first rejoinder is that there are some attorneys somewhere, there's a video of them that were unethical. Congratulations. If you go to the California State Bar website, you can see a list of attorneys who have been disbarred and disciplined for unethical behavior. My argument, if you didn't understand it, was not that attorneys can't be unethical. My argument was that the ethical thing for that attorney to do is to advocate for his client. Advocate for his client. Not just defend, but advocate, which leads me to Mr. Lucas's next point. Mr. Lucas first tries to frame it as defense. The attorney should defend the client. Well, the attorney's duty is to advocate for his client, which is a broader duty than to just defend his client. Mr. Lucas then goes on to say that the problem, the ethical quandary arises when the attorney goes beyond the facts and tries to change societal perspectives, societal norms, societal mindsets. I don't remember the exact verbiage that Mr. Lucas used, but it's something along those lines. Well, here's the thing. Yes, attorneys are allowed to try to change societal mindsets. It's not unethical. Attorneys have opinions, and most politicians are attorneys. I mean, it's a huge percentage of the politicians out there that are attorneys. So yeah, I mean, they can't do it. It's the First Amendment. They have freedom of speech. What the fuck is unethical about that? I don't get your point. But the second thing is that you probably don't understand why attorneys go out and speak for their clients. And it's a very simple thing. What you say can and will be used against you in court. If the attorney allowed the sheriff to go out there and speak, then anything that the sheriff said that may be a misstatement of facts or misstatement of the sheriff's opinion or whatever can and will be used against the sheriff. And that puts the attorney in a position where either the attorney could go out and speak for the sheriff, or the attorney can let the sheriff go out and speak for himself, because the sheriff wants to speak. The sheriff wants to tell his voters, I'm assuming most of this stuff, he wants to tell his voters what's going on, because this is an election year, and I'm going to assume the sheriff is up for election. So the sheriff wants to make sure that the voters know what's going on, and that they have the right understanding, the correct understanding, according to the sheriff, that the sheriff is doing everything he can to keep them safe during this coronavirus pandemic. And so the attorney can either allow the sheriff to go out there and potentially fuck everything up, or the attorney can go out there, because anything and everything the attorney says cannot be used against his client. The attorney can say things, make misstatements of fact, if there are misstatements of fact, and it can't be used against the client. But more importantly, attorneys tend to think faster on their feet. They have a better grasp of the law, not just penal codes, but of civil law. And so the attorney is going to be better equipped to avoid pitfalls, to understand what things may eventually trap the speaker into a particular position, etc. So nothing, again, he goes on, Mr. Lucas goes on to repeat that it's just unethical for the attorney to try to I think it was something along the lines of it's unethical for the attorney to try to make it appear that everybody who does what the sheriff did is innocent. Well, that's exactly the fucking point of the attorney. If everybody did exactly what my client did, then they should be found innocent, including my client. That's the fucking role. That's the role. That's the job of the fucking attorney, is to say what my client did not constitute whatever. If you're defending, my client did nothing wrong, that is your default position. If you can prove that your defendant did nothing wrong, which normally would be done in court, not in front of reporters, so you're mistaking what's going on here. But if the attorney can lay out a case so strongly that anyone who did exactly what the sheriff did nothing wrong, then the attorney wins for his client spectacularly. What is unethical about that? Oh, let me guess. It's unethical because you don't like the result. Congratulations. It's what our two-party adversarial system is for in court. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.